What does having a positive test really mean? Many of us, if they've not had a test already, will be getting a test in their future. And we know that sometimes this leads to self-isolation. But let's just reflect again on what is involved in getting a test, what a case may be, and what this term asymptomatic might mean. Denise, would you like to start off?
Yeah, absolutely, Brandon. I mean, the situation with an asymptomatic case, we are seeing people who have tested positive for COVID-19 and haven't had any symptoms. And we find out that's either through random mass testing that we've been conducting on a trial basis in Solihull Borough, or it actually tends to be more likely people that know they've been in a close contact with a confirmed case and then get a case themselves and then actually find out that they were positive. We do actually have quite a few people who actually test positive that didn't expect to, so they'll only be very mildly symptomatic and are a bit surprised that that is COVID, that it's nothing more serious than that for them. And we particularly see that in our young people, most definitely. We do tend to have milder symptoms on display in our children and young people than we do in our adults and older adults. That's one thing to recognise. And the process of getting a test, I mean, you just register online and actually currently, happily, there is quite a lot of capacity in the testing system and people are getting tests on the same day, getting a slot, going to the testing centre. I've been there and checked them out myself and they're relatively quiet and it's free flow of tests that are being conducted relatively smoothly, and the test results are coming back in about a day or two. So there is still a little bit of a wait, but it's nothing like the waits that we've seen previously. So that's really excellent to know that we've got that good testing capacity currently and people can access tests relatively well and smoothly. And I think what I'd say to anybody really that is exhibiting any of those three symptoms, either a continuous cough, a high temperature, or a loss of taste and smell, or a change in their taste and smell, to get on and book a test, because it could well be that it is COVID-19, but it might not feel like it is. You might expect something a bit more dramatic. And obviously the more people that are getting tested when they're just not sure, the better for us. So we can find out exactly what it is that we're dealing with, and it protects everybody, it protects the community as a whole. I think the main things to think about is if somebody is testing positive, is that they need to self-isolate from 10 days from the date of their first symptoms. If it's an asymptomatic case, they need to isolate for 10 days from the date of their test. And that's really important they do that, so they remain out of kind of mixing with the rest of the community. Their household then need to isolate with them for 14 days from the date of the case's first symptoms, or in an asymptomatic case, from 14 days from the test date for that person. It's really crucial that self-isolation is exactly what it says. They're staying at home, they're not popping to a friend's for coffee, they're not going out and about, they are actually within their home. I know that can be incredibly difficult for people, particularly with caring responsibilities. They've got a lot on their plate already to ensure that they've got other things they might need. And I think that's where really excellent support and help can come through something called NHS responders. So they can help anybody who are self-isolating for any reason, and they'll be contacted on 0808 196 3646, and it's open from 8 AM till 8 PM every day, and they can actually get support and help with picking up medicines and shopping, a friendly phone call just to check in, see how they're doing, and also lifts to medical appointments as well. That's when you're shielding, not because you've tested positive or anyone in the household's tested positive, but if they're shielding, sorry, if they're self-isolating for a positive reason, but if they're shielding, they can get lifts to medical appointments. So it's worth remembering there are support services available. And if anybody is self-isolating because of a positive test within the household, they can phone the council for support with that. And that is 0121 704 6000. That's 0121 704 6000, and that will give them contact with in their local community and neighbourhood services, for example, sort of help to pick up shopping or food banks or whatever might be a necessary step for them. But we do understand it is a scary time. What we would say is some people do have more severe symptoms than others. At any point, if they're worried, to seek medical advice is the best option. Don't leave it. Either phone NHS 111 for advice, or if you're in any doubt or there are severe problems with breathlessness, shortage of breath, they should be phoning 999, and not to worry about that. If they're in that situation, they're very scared, that's the best thing they can be doing to make sure that they're safe.
Tim, was there anything you want to add to that?
No, I think Denise has given a really full answer, actually.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is that actually you're not alone. There's that support out there. We're there for you. I know there's a number of different organisations, and Denise has given the phone numbers of where you can get additional help if you need it. So just please remember you're not out there on your own.
I think that perhaps the other issue that is well publicised by the government and by SAGE and others is actually if you've not got a serious underlying health condition, if you're not suffering from things like obesity, if you're reasonably fit and healthy, if you do get symptoms, you should be okay to get over them and recover. We've seen this particularly with younger people, with people who are fit and healthy. And if at any point during that process you have any doubts, that's when, as Denise has said, you must contact. Best be safe than sorry. And we do know sometimes it can be a little bit difficult getting through to your GP, but give them a call if you've got any doubt. Ring for 999 or whatever the number was that was given previously. We've